Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's makeup look, I'm going to be using the new Anastasia Beverly Hills and NORVINA Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1. Now this palette has 25 shades of beautiful pink and purple pigmented goodness. It's 100% vegan and cruelty free. And when I saw that this palette was named Volume 1, I knew that there was going to be more to come, but I had no idea there would be 2 drops within, I don't know, a matter of 3 weeks. I went crazy. I have every palette now, and if you like this video, make sure you subscribe so that you can come back and see the other 2 palettes in action in the future. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to be using the NORVINA palette Volume 1 on my eyes and showing you how to achieve this purpley pink cut crease cat eye look, featuring a little bit of glitter and a double winged liner, the second of which is neon orange. To start off this makeup look, I'm going to prime my eyelids, and to do that I'm using ABH's new eyeshadow primer. This primer is pretty light, bright, and full coverage, so it's really going to act as a nice base. I've used this primer a few times now with these shadows, and it really does a great job at providing a clean, smooth canvas for those eyeshadows to blend out onto. So just dot the product all on your eyelids, and then I'm going to blend it out with a synthetic brush. This is a dual-ended Urban Decay synthetic blending brush, and then I go in with my finger just to further blend out those edges. Now for the fun part, the eyeshadow. So to start off, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Detail Crease brush. It's a small, fluffy blender brush, and I'm going to dip it directly into shade B1, which is a medium, warm, pink-based purple, and I'm going to blend that all around on the outer corner of my eye, keeping it close to the lash line initially, and then blending it out into the crease, especially on the outer corner. I just really want to lay down an initial pink color so that the later colors we go in with have something to blend out onto. And then to smooth out the edges of that B1 shade, I'm going to dip in with a hair, just a little tad bit of the C1, which is the bright pigmented white, and blend out the edges. Next, I'm going in with a Sephora Pro Smudge Brush. This is number 11. I'm dipping it directly into shade C4, which is a deeper shade than B1. It's a little bit warmer and deeper and more cranberry-esque. And I'm gonna apply it directly over where I placed B1. So just stamp the product down. This brush does a great job of holding on to pigment. And then go back in with that e.l.f. fluffy blender brush to diffuse the product after you lay it down. Then I'm going in with a bigger e.l.f. fluffy eye blender brush to diffuse the product as best I can so that it looks super diffused and blended out. Next, I'm going to go in with a Morphe brush. This is an M562. It's a really great brush to blend out precise crease work. So I'm going to dip this brush into 2 shades, a combination of C5 and E5, and I'm just going to do a cocktail of those 2. C5 is more of a warm brick red orange, and E5 is more of a deep warm cranberry shade. So I'm taking a combination of those 2 on that Morphe brush, and I'm going to blend them really close to the lash line. Then I'm going to cut the crease, and to do that I'm using more of the new ABH eyeshadow primer, again with that Morphe lip brush that I used to carve out my brows. So I just start to cut out my crease in the inner corner of my eye, working my way out so that it is nice and smooth. And then I'll go in with my finger just to blend it out and diffuse it out nicely. I find that this product works great as an eyeshadow base because it dries into a matte powdery finish, and it also works great to cut the crease over top of eyeshadow that you've already applied because of that unique formula. So here I'm just doing the same thing on my other eye, trying to get it as symmetrical as possible. Then I'm going to go in with this NYX Gel Liner and Smudger in the shade Jet Black. It's a really nice inky black gel liner, and to apply it I'm using this nice precise little e.l.f. Detail Liner brush. Just applying that eyeliner right where it meets the lashes, hugging it closely to the lash line, and then I'll go back in with that Sephora Smudger brush to diffuse it out so that it doesn't look so hard. Then I'll reload that e.l.f. brush with more of the liner and line the upper rim of my waterline. And then I'll use this brush to even do my wing since it is nice and precise. So I just start at the outer corner of my eye, extending my eyeliner up towards the tail end of my brow slowly and surely. So I just work in small increments, extending the liner and then going back in with the smudger brush before the eyeliner dries, because after the eyeliner dries, you don't have very much time to work with it. Sometimes I have to pull my eyelid a little bit on the outer corner just to get it nice and smooth so that the eyeliner doesn't skip at all on my eyelid. I want it to look as smooth as possible. And then I'm gonna load up that Morphe lip brush one more time with some concealer to clean up the wing and make sure that it looks nice and bright. I wanted to add some glitter and glitz to this look, so I'm just loading up that e.l.f. clear glitter glue on this paintbrush. It's a La Camille 7000 round #1 paintbrush. I don't know. I think I got it from Michael's. I'll find it out. I'll link it down below. But it's basically just a nice thin detailer brush. And then I'm gonna apply the really fun, beautiful glitter. I'm using a combination of two. The first one I'm using is Orbit Orange, and the second one is Flirtatious Rose. Both are by Super Glitters or Bulk Glitters. One is a holographic pink, and one is a holographic orange. So together, they're gonna create a beautiful, multi-dimensional shift with that holographic finish. So I was really happy with the way it turned out. It was really complimentary to this look and inspired me to use more of the orange shades in the palette. And so that glitter is nice and dispersed, I'm going to go in with a fluffy blending brush and just knock off a little bit of the excess that might be hanging on, just so that the product doesn't look quite so concentrated. I want it to look nice and diffused and spread out. Now after I applied my eyeliner, I felt like the purple shade that we applied really nice and close to the lash line kind of got lost, so I want to go back in with the purple again on this Morphe E36. It's a nice small dome-shaped synthetic blending brush that's great for precision blending. So I'm going to load that brush up with the B1 shade again, the initial shade we went in with, and just stamp it down on the lash line right above where we applied the eyeliner, because I want to bring that purple back into this look. And then I'll blend it out with that e.l.f. synthetic blending brush again. So this is me realizing that I lost a few clips of footage of me extending my inner corner wing with that gel eyeliner, and then the initial clip of me applying the Suva Beauty bright neon orange eyeliner. So I was a little bit pissed, but what can you do other than laugh it off, right? And at least I get to show you the other eye. So I'm going to be going in with another Suva Beauty Hydra FX UV Hydra liner like I did in my last video, but this one I'm using is the neon UV orange. The shade is called Acid Trip. So I'm applying that Suva orange UV liner on a Morphe M250-1 precise liner brush in small strokes, first on the under border of the liner and then on the upper border of the liner, so that I'm kind of sandwiching and hugging the black wing. It's kind of like a dual wing effect. After I apply that Suva Beauty orange wing liner, I'm going to go in with a black matte eyeliner to clean it up a bit and make sure that that black wing liner looks nice and sharp. So I'm just going in with that NYX matte liquid liner and using it around the perimeter of where I initially applied my black wing liner to crispen it up and make sure it looks nice and sharp next to the orange. So I wanted there to be some contrast and pop on that inner corner of my eye where I extended the wing. So I'm taking more of the shade C1, the white matte shade in the palette, and applying it on the underside of my eye with the Morphe M515 brush, and then just diffusing it and blending it out with my finger. Now to finish up the lower lash line, I'm going to tie in that purple again. So I'm taking the shade B1 again on a Morphe E36, that synthetic blending brush, and incorporating it on the lower lash line on the middle of the underside of the eye and extending it up, hugging it close to where I applied the orange wing. I love this little pencil brush because it's great to apply product and also diffuse it out. And pretty much anytime I apply a product, I'm going to diffuse it and blend it out further with one of those nice fluffy blending brushes from e.l.f. because I am a blending freak and I hate rough edges, so I'm going to have some early onset carpal tunnel. So now I'm going to go back in with that e.l.f. detail crease brush that I used initially with the purple shade, but I'm going to dip in again with another color cocktail. I'm going to mix E2 and E4 on my brush. E2 is more of a macaroni neon orange, and E4 is like a darker, deeper version of it. It's more of a coral shade, really complementary to that orange neon wing liner we applied. So I'm really going to concentrate this color on the inner portion of my under eye, just for kind of a pop. And then I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender Brush. It's that big fluffy blender brush I used initially with a little bit of white. So I'm going to load that brush up again with C1, the matte silky white, and blend out the underside of my eye where the purple would meet my under eye. And now I'm going in with lashes. These are the Eylure Luxe Silk Ascher Silk Effect lashes. Aren't they gorgeous? These lashes are so complimentary for a winged liner look to really accentuate cat eyes. So I'm going to apply some lash glue and pop these on. Anytime I apply lashes, I push them up with my fingers, and then I'll go in with my tweezers to really squeeze them with my natural lashes. And then since I pushed my lashes up, it kind of covered up the eyeliner, so I'm going back in with the gel liner on that NYX Precise Liner brush and just redefining that line a little bit more. And then I'm going to use more of that NYX gel liner in my upper waterline to further disguise them as being natural. Now for the ultimate inner corner highlight, I'm going in with this ABH Sweets Glow Kit. So the two shades that I'm using and mixing for my inner corner highlight is Marshmallow and Sassy Grape. I'm mixing them on my brush, the Morphe Y22, a small synthetic blending brush, and applying it to the inner corner of my eye for a little bit more highlight and pop. And then I'm going to load up that same brush with the other two shades, Butterscotch and Taffy, and apply that on the inner corner of my lower lash line, right on top of those orange matte shades to give a complementary highlight on the lower lash line as well. And I decided to tie those highlights on the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose as well, there on my upper lip and my cheeks. And this is how the eyeshadow look turned out. What do you guys think? Would you recreate it? To finish up the lower lash line, I'm going to use some more of that NYX matte gel liner in the inner rim of my lower lash line, and I'm going to also touch up where I extended the inner corner. Finish up those lower lashes with a couple coats of mascara to really give some depth and dimension to your lower lash line. And also touch the mascara on your upper lashes to blend them in with your falsies. And then I felt like after so much blending of that purple shade on the lower lash line, I needed to go back in and intensify it up a bit more. So I'm going in with this very small blending brush from Morphe. It's the M515, and I'm loading it up with more of that B1 shade and just touching that shade on my lower lash line again where it meets that orange, just to deepen it up and darken it up a bit, bring a bit more drama and dimension to the look. Now we can't forget that brow gel, so I'm taking my favorite eyebrow gel. This is by e.l.f. I'm using both the clear and the medium brown version. The clear I kind of run loosely throughout my entire brow from inner to outer edges. And then I use the brown tinted version mainly on the innermost portion of my brow to really define those hairs. But then I will go in with it anywhere that my brow is more sparse to really deepen it up and give a more uniform look to the whole brow. So this is how the final makeup look turned out. Tell me, what do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below. If you want to see the NORVINA Pro Pigment Palette Volume number 2 and number 3 in action, subscribe so you can see me use those here on my channel coming up soon. I also filmed a Halloween makeup tutorial that I can't wait to put out. It's scary, yet simple and easy to recreate. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks! Bye guys!